and member of the Armed Services Committee, Markwayne Mullin. Senator, great to have you on tonight. Historic night. Can you talk about the boldness of this administration and what Donald Trump just accomplished compared to what we all experienced for the last 4 years when Joe was in office?
Well, you see a president that's actually fit to serve, a leader, a true leader in President Trump. President Trump said from the beginning he was going to stop the killing. He's kept his promises. He's becoming known as the president of peace. And it's amazing because the world leaders respect him. You know, when he was in office as Trump 45, his work ethic didn't change. He still worked hard. He still surrounded himself with great people. The difference between now and then is right now he knows exactly what he wants to get done. He's unapologetic about it. He's bold. He makes moves. He calls people out when they do something wrong, or in his case, stupid. And he is able to move the ball because people respect him. And a lot of it may be because they had to deal with Joe Biden for the last 4 years. But either way, President Trump has showed himself as the leader of the world, and the world leaders were craving that. They needed America to lead from front, and that's what President Trump is doing, and the world is safer because of him.
I was craving it too. I was just so darn proud. It was a great day. I watched this all day, and I love seeing Donald Trump in Egypt in front of all those world leaders who were there just because Donald Trump asked them. They didn't have anything to do with negotiating peace. If Donald Trump's not president, this peace in Israel, Hamas, it does not happen. It never happens. I get the question now is, does this last, Senator?
Well, I mean, politics is as long as a news cycle, but the respect around the world for President Trump will last. The respect of world leaders, the respect from other countries will last. The news media cycle with the left acting the way that they already are, you see Anthony Blinken coming out with statements like he has, which, by the way, Anthony Blinken is the biggest liar of any individual I've ever met in my life, and I've actually told that to him to his face because it is true, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
What did he say to you?
Nothing, because he couldn't, because he knew exactly what I was talking about, that he lied about, and he lied multiple times. The fact that this...
Wait, what did he lie about?
This goes all the way back, Rob, to Afghanistan and the disastrous withdrawal. We can talk about that and have a whole segment on this. You know, obviously I was intimately involved in that. Yeah. But going back to what President Trump has accomplished here is President Trump has got the world leaders' attention, and they respect him, and that won't end. Even Chucky Schumer put out a statement. I can't imagine how long he had to set on that. He was only 12 hours late before he put out a statement. But even Democrats have to recognize that this wouldn't have taken place without President Trump leading. The hostages are free today because of it. And I've had meetings all day today, and there wasn't one single person that didn't talk about this. I even met with some Jewish leaders in Oklahoma City, and it was amazing because I walked in, they opened their arms big, and they just wanted to hug and say thank you, thank you. And even one of them even said, I don't understand why so many Jewish communities vote Democrat when we have a leader in President Trump, and he's leading not because he's just Republican, because of the Republican values that President Trump has installed in the country. And I just thought, wow, that's a huge word that he just said there.
Yeah, and spreading around the world, I think. The other part of what happened today and how that came to be is what happened over the summer when Donald Trump took bold action in Iran. Take a listen.
So we dropped 14 bombs on Iran's key nuclear facilities, totally, as I said originally, obliterating them. Together we stopped the #1 state sponsor of terror from obtaining the world's most dangerous weapons. And if you think about it, if we didn't do that, and assuming we made the same deal that we have today, there'd be a dark cloud over this deal. And #1, it wouldn't happen because the other Arab and Muslim nations really wouldn't feel comfortable making the deal that we have now, right?
Yeah, and just think about, Donald Trump's in the air right now flying back to Washington. Think about the 24 hours that he's had. He left yesterday. He's already on his way back. He gave speeches in 2 countries. Let me just ask you, Senator, is Vladimir Putin, is he watching this? And what do you think he is thinking? Is this a dress rehearsal for what's to come to the Northeast in Ukraine?
If he's looking at the sequence of events that took place to lead up to the Hamas Israel peace deal, you got to look at what happened in Lebanon. You got to look at what happened in Syria. You got to look at what happened to Iran. It didn't just happen because they sat down at the table and negotiated. What President Trump did was methodically leave them no options. He literally cut them by 1,000 slices before they could realize that they had no other options but to negotiate. That the way he methodically did that and took them out, Russia and Putin is paying attention to that because now they're next on the chopping block. President Trump has made it very clear that he thought Ukraine and Russia would have been the easiest negotiating. He's very upset. He's very, I would say, mad about the lack of progress they're having there because he wants to stop the killing. I would say Putin absolutely, Rob, is paying attention to what took place because now he knows the world's going to start focusing on them.
I think so too.
And when you get President Trump focused on you, God help you, because the man doesn't sleep and he constantly is moving forward. I've never been around anybody that works that hard. I used to say all the time, Rob, no man will ever outwork me. My hat's off to President Trump. His pace is impossible to keep up with.
I agree, especially on a day like today. I just have 5 seconds, but does this shutdown end this week, Senator?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it happens until after No King's Day because the Democrats think the optics of opening the government before they have time for their protesters to come into Washington, D.C., which federal employees are going to have to protect, will be getting not paid because the Democrats has tried to shut us down. So we're still going to be in the Schumer shutdown until probably next week.
Okay, thank you for that. And Senator, I do want to have you back to talk more about that Antony Blinken story. That's the kind of stuff that we love to highlight here. So we'd love to have you back. Good to see you. Thank you. Mark Wayne Mullin.